overview, some announcements about how class is going to go. This is just the draft so far of what I think I want to cover and how I want to run online class. I'll make a little video going over this in more detail, but here's what I'm thinking so far, and since you're here, you might as well give me some feedback on this. So, from the schedule that the principal gave us, let's make this a bit smaller. So from the email the principal gave us, we're meeting on Tuesdays and Thursdays from block for block 7 and 8, and it's from like 1 or 12 to 2, I guess, 7, and then short break, and then it goes to block 8. So for your classes, this is the like for the how many ever lessons, like 7 weeks, 14 classes that we'll have together. This is what each class will look like for the most part. You'll have 5 minutes, just like what we normally do, for you to connect. Um, and then over here, you'll check in on Piazza. So think back to our data science unit. There will be a do now posted. This is how I'll be taking attendance. This check-in and exit ticket. The check-in will probably be something related to what I need to talk about, or be, hi, how are you doing? Pick this or pick that. Which graph do you feel most like, or are parabolas most like oranges or apples? And then you give me a reason, something short, and make sure you post there. You can post anonymously, and I'll see your name, but your classmates won't. But I can still do my attendance that ways. And a similar idea with the exit ticket. It could be a short check-in. It could be something math related that will happen at the end of class during our distant learning period. And then most of class, it will be these 2 points, right? I'll have a pre-recorded lesson posted the day before or the week before. It's your goal to watch it. And then the Zoom sessions that we have together, like we're doing now, they'll be for questions from the lesson or some classwork that I'll assign from your Orange Merrill textbook. I think I have one. You know what it looks like. Um, or you have questions on like the COVID reviews, we can work through more examples, and there won't be very much an agenda for the Zoom sessions. Most of those will be optional, and I may be requesting certain students attend, most likely because they haven't seen them in a while, and I want to check in and see where they are at. After 4 weeks, I'm sure they have forgotten most things they learned about factoring and parabolas, so I may reach out to certain students, and if you happen to know them, and I haven't heard from them, like tell them like you should go to Mr. Chan's Zoom meeting so he can see that you're functioning, everything's okay, right? And so here's the plan that I'm still working on, and you'll later today you will have the formal plan. I'm thinking about going back to chapter 8 over here, and we're gonna learn complete the square. I'm gonna review a couple lessons, and this calendar I'll share with you once I have finalized most of it. It's going off your Orange Merrill textbook. We're going off sections from there because that's the textbook you have at home. That's your go-to reference during this distance learning situation. And the problems, these things are more for my organization because that's what our normal classroom textbook uses. So I mapped to the relevant sections. I may assign a couple problems for you to work on. And then we'll finish learning about parabolas, quadratics, solving them using the formula, comparing different strategies. And at that point, I'm still debating how I will give you some kind of assessment. It might be just checking in, you show me one problem and you get it. And if you don't, then we go back and study, and then you show me that same problem again, like how do you factor and solve a quadratic? And then good, okay, you pass. So that's why I have this benchmark up here. But I'm still asking other teachers to see if they're still giving some kind of test or assessment via distance learning. I don't know what it's going to look like, but it's an idea I have, and there's just going to be 2 of those. It shouldn't be that hard, and everyone should be able to pass. Like after, like if you don't pass the first time, then we'll keep retaking it till you do. Then the second part is we need to talk about inequalities. That's little greater than, less than, equal to sign. The last topic is inequalities and their system of inequalities. Sometimes that's called linear programming. You'll see that in Algebra 2 for sure. And then we aren't going to cover Chapter 10 based on what I have organized. So some of you, like I want you to attend every single lesson and then work with me on all these topics because Algebra 1, you need these things before you go on to like Geometry and Algebra 2. And then others, you'll be like pretty prepared already, like you're taking Geometry now, you're probably going to take Algebra 2 as a sophomore. Then in that case, for you, you want to still study these topics, but then in these sections, right, like sometimes I have more enrichment, like listed here. That stuff is for you to work on so that you are prepared for Algebra 2. And I'll even pull stuff from my Algebra 2 lessons and then show you, okay, this is what you need to know for Algebra 2. When we get like down here for solving inequalities, maybe you want to solve like 3-variable inequalities or do 3x3 systems or learn how to graph planes in 3D so that you're still doing a relevant topic, but you're still like progressing forward as a learner of math. Okay. Okay. Questions about that? These are the ideas I have for my class for Algebra 1. So tell all your friends, make sure they can sign into Piazza. I know some of you just go off the emails that are sent when I click that option in Piazza, but I do want you to log in and be able to reply. Okay. It's been like 3 months since we've logged into Piazza. Some of you maybe, so maybe you've forgotten your passwords. Try to reset that, and then tell your friends to contact me if they can't get into their account, and we'll get it resolved. I'm sticking with Piazza. Okay? All right, no questions? Concerns? Do you see any flaws in what I've planned? No?